Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about PDF files and making sure they're accessible for students to use with text-to-speech tools. So let's get into it. So we talked a little bit on previous tech tips about OrbitNote. OrbitNote is a paid tool that we at Lawrence School purchased for everybody in our building, in all of our buildings to use, especially students. And basically, it's a PDF reader which will allow anybody to open a PDF file and read it like you would in Adobe for PDF files. The difference is that OrbitNote does a whole lot more than that. It has built-in text-to-speech tools. It has built-in other tools like dictionary tools, vocabulary tools, screen masking tools for people to help them keep their place while they're reading. There's also a slew of annotation tools built into OrbitNote as well. However, before you really open it, you have to know if it is going to be accessible with those tools. So I'm going to show you the difference in how you could tell if it's accessible or not. Okay, so let's look at some PDF files. So this first one is a PDF file that I opened from the US government, and it's a PDF file. Now, and I opened this with OrbitNote, which I'll talk about in a second. Notice when I open it in OrbitNote, I get this blue box on the side that says this document is shared as view only. To annotate or edit it, you need to create your own copy of this. So if you want to use these tools over here to annotate, to type, to ink, to do math, to add pictures or anything, highlight it, you need to make your own version. It can't be in a shared space. So if I want to annotate it, I'm going to create a copy. I'm going to tell it, where to put it. So I'm going to put it in my 9th grade folder, and I'm going to save that there. And it will open it in OrbitNote saying, hey, you can now annotate it now with OrbitNote. It'll take a second to pop up. The bigger it is, this is a big file. You can see down here, there's 113 pages. So you can see on here, I have all my reading tools over here on the left-hand side and my annotation on the middle to the right side. And then I can use my hover speech to so it will allow you to read any digital text. However, in order for it to read digital text, it needs to be OCR. So you're asking yourself, what the heck is OCRing? OCRing means optical character recognition. And that means there are software programs that will actually go through on PDF files or pictures or any other kind of static file like that. And it will say, hey, is that a picture or is that a letter? And it goes through every kind of ink on the page to determine what are letters and put words together for you. There's a simple test that I use when I'm looking at stuff to see if it's been OCR'd. Usually when Miss Pavlik and I, we scan our books to put them in our digital library. We will use our scanner to scan each page, and then there's OCRing software which will make it readable and accessible with tools like OrbitNote to read aloud to us. So the simple test is this. Take your mouse and could you select the individual words or sentences in the document? If you can, then that file is readable with assistive technology tools. So it's been OCR'd. If other files that have not been OCR'd, so I have a file here that I know has not been OCR'd, and I try to open it in OrbitNote, notice up here, I'm going to get the blue box saying, hey, we didn't find any text on this page because it has not been OCR'd yet. So it will tell you, one, if it comes up. If this blue box doesn't come up, then you'll see this little guy up here at the top. And again, you could tell by if you try to select those words with your mouse, it won't let me. Okay, so yeah, these tools are available, but they won't. There's nothing there from the pictures and the background have blended together, and it's kind of a picture in the background, so it doesn't see those individual letters. To make this OCRable, you would say, "Hey, let's scan or scan text." And say, yes, that's English. If it's a different language, pick a different language. It'll even tell you how much time it will take to OCR it. Larger files might take longer, a few minutes, but really this is a quick, anymore. This is a quick process. Back in the day, this would take us a while, like 30 to 60 minutes per book to do. So we're going to scan this, and we could see about 15 seconds this will take to OCR this file. And look, notice this page has like graphics with a diagram. And again, it's opening a new version of this. And now with my mouse, I could select the text and I could read it now. And I could even click on, you can even click on individual words in a diagram like this. So, and then with the other OrbitNote tools, you could do things like, handwrite notes, you could highlight stuff if you want to. You could delete highlights if you want to. And then you could even look up individual words with the dictionary tool. So it lets you do a lot more stuff on here. You could type, you could do all that kind of other jazz. So those are the two types of PDF files we see. We either see OCR'd, which means they're accessible with text-to-speech tools and other tools, and non-OCR'd means that they are not able to use those tools with that. So, but the lucky thing for us is we have OrbitNote, which will let us OCR those files ourselves. If you need any help ensuring that PDF files that you're trying to use with other people or with students to share on Google Classrooms, if you want to make sure that they're accessible, again, the simple test, can you select the words with your mouse? If not, OCR it first. And if you don't see it up here, you could click this little 3 dots and scan text here if it has not been OCR'd. You can see down there, scan text. And it's as easy as that. As always, please let me, Jason Sepsi, or Julie Pavlik know if you have any questions or need assistance.